What's up, creatives? If you are a live streamer or you work in the podcast or webinar space and you use StreamYard, they just came out with something big and it's interesting. It's got some really great potential and it's got some really weird quirks right now, so we should talk about it. Okay, so a couple of months ago, if you've been using StreamYard at all, you got a pop-up that said, hey, we're introducing MARS, or multi-aspect ratio streaming, to all of your platforms. Basically, it's going to optimize if you stream a couple of things, landscape, and then maybe Instagram is portrait. It's going to optimize your stream for both at the same time, and you're going to be able to customize your layouts so it looks best on both formats. Pretty cool. This was their release a couple of days ago, talking about it, what it is and how to set it up. Now, interestingly enough, they actually are demoing one of the things that I think is the most irritating parts, and I hope they can fix it. So it's got some weird quirks right now, but it definitely has, like, I will use this if they can fix a couple of things. So let's set up in StreamYard. I'll show you guys how to get to it and how to optimize it. There's one weird thing that I'm noticing. I don't know if this is just on my StreamYard or if everybody else is having this issue. I've got a couple of webinars here scheduled for a company that I work with and I engineer for them. When I go in to edit that, despite having multiple, I've got vertical and I've got landscape streams going on, no option to customize this for multi-aspect ratio at all. This other one over here, no way to do it. But then another one of these that maybe doesn't have anybody signed up, any invites yet, now I can. So there's an option that says I can set up multi-aspect ratio and I can pick this. So I don't know if that's something I'm doing or if that's a weird bug that they're trying to fix, but some of my pre-set up shows have it, some of them don't. This is where you'll see it though. So you'll be able to pick your orientation, either landscape or portrait. If you add something like YouTube, you can actually stream in both, because they'll send one stream to your regular YouTube channel and they'll send one stream to your Shorts channel, which is great. You can kind of double your viewers that way. So that's an awesome feature. I was playing with it a minute ago, so we'll jump into this studio so you can see basically how you can do that. So I've got it set up to stream in both right now. So I've got my horizontal and I've got my portrait mode, my vertical video. When I add myself to the stage here, it does some weird stuff. I need to mute that so I don't have an echo coming through. So it should, right? It should like fill the screen, but it's not. It's the cropping. Oh, I can tell you why that's cropping. Here's another weird thing. If I go to add an overlay, so that's what's doing it. My little logo down here is actually creating this weird crop. So if I took this off, there you go. But if I add a regular logo that works totally fine in landscape, it adds black bars to it, and now it forces me into this like super weird crop. So you actually have to go in and fix that. And I'll show you really easy way to fix it. I just use Photoshop. Now, their logos work fine. But I don't know if you do this or you guys use your logo. They only give you two positions for it, so I never use it. I don't like their built-in logo. I just build my own logo as a transparent PNG file, and I put it down in my corner. And I can resize that, change it, put it exactly where I want it. That works better for me. But it's really weird as an overlay. It does some weird stuff to right there. Not great. Secondly, weird thing is when I add a guest to the stage, I'll take this logo off for the moment. When I add a guest to the stage, you can see like, okay, this works great in StreamYard. If I've got somebody else that I'm talking to and I'm in horizontal, I don't even know what to point to anymore. There's so many of me on the screen. The regular landscape mode looks great. This form of vertical is like what it's supposed to be, right? Like it stacks you and then your guest. This looks great. I like this. If I go to like an open space, now it puts us like in a really short crop, and now I've got all this headroom that I can't use. And then it won't let me, when I go into edit, I can't do anything. I've got a couple of custom layouts here. So like if I wanted to bring in an asset, so if I want to pull in that asset, it looks really funky. And there's no way for me, when I go into the editor mode, I can't change this at all. I can change these around. I can move this wherever I want it, and it kind of moves horizontally and vertically related to the landscape version. But why can't I just change? Like, I can highlight this. So they've got to fix that, right? Like, I have to be able to change what this does in relationship to this. Because if I'm going to play a video or an asset or pull up a website, like this, the portrait version is not a good way of utilizing your vertical screen. So that's a little weird. So even though, let me remove that. So normal looks fine. When we add a guest, great. This is how it should look. But then when we go to any other version of a guest, it like really messes with some stuff. We do a ton of PowerPoint work. So if I brought in a PowerPoint here, the vertical version of this looks worse than it normally would on Instagram. So what I'd love to do is put me up at the top and then put the PowerPoint or the keynote or whatever down at the bottom. I should be able to do that, right? But I can't. I can move this stuff around. I can't move this at all. So I'm hoping that that is something that they can fix, because that would be killer. That would be a feature I could use all the time. This is kind of broken right now, and it doesn't look great. So I don't know. Here's the other thing that I mentioned before. If you add in a logo as a transparency, they're calling it an overlay, right? Weird stuff on the vertical version. So you actually have to change this in the vertical only mode. They let you do that right here. You can go into either hiding it. Great, we fixed it. Or we can go in and replace that asset with a new asset. That's a great way to do it. So what I've done is I'll just go into Photoshop, and I've got that asset already. I'll create a new layer. And instead of 1920 by 1080, we'll just do a vertical of the same thing. And I'll copy that logo that I have over, paste it, resize it to make sure that works for vertical. Great. And then I can export that as a PNG, and I can bring this in now. So under the vertical, I can bring this into replace asset, and I can find that vertical asset. And now, let's see. Oh, we had it hidden. Make sure you unhide it. There you go. So it does work, but on its own doesn't work. You have to actually go in and fix all of your overlays if you've got custom overlays. StreamYard said that they optimized all of their backgrounds and their streams for both, but if you've got anything custom on StreamYard, you're going to have to go in and create new overlays and replace those with optimized vertical versions. I think that's it. I'm going to keep testing on it, and I will post another video if I find anything else. But until then, let me know if you guys are using that, and I hope this helped somebody out there. It's an interesting feature. It just is a little half-baked right now. So hopefully they can do a little bit more, and I'll definitely be the first one signed up to use it. All right, guys. Peace.